All right, welcome to Practical Wealth Live. So we're doing a live recording of the Practical Wealth Show, and today we're going to talk about Parkinson's Law. Okay, so this is a little section out of the Infinite Banking book by R. Nelson Nash that I have been thinking about this week, and so this is actually part two. See, most people are concerned with the technical aspects of being the bank, and I get a lot of calls around that, and that's what one of the things that we specialize in. But there's, one of the things that you got to work on is, in terms you want to create wealth, it's your mindset, your skill set, and your network. And so infinite banking is about creating, it's really a cash flow management system, um, to create a pool of cap. All banking is a concept, right? Creating a pool of capital that you control that can move at cost to meet some needs you have. Okay, so that, and we use properly structured dividend paying whole life as a liquidity management tool. But that's not what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about what Nelson calls the human problems. Because guys, if you can't do this, it doesn't matter about that. And so I'm going to talk about the Parkinson's law. So I actually have my little book here, and what one of the things that is so in this book, Nelson quotes Northcote Parkinson, and in his he has a book in what he says, which he brilliantly isolates some of the limitations of us all, particularly the behavior of individuals as a group. Okay. And so you got to whip Parkinson's law. He has four human problems. I'm not going to go over Parkinson's law today. And so Parkinson's laws are it's just a little book. And so I'm going to go through the four, and then I'm going to spend the bulk of my time on the last one. So the first law, he says, work expands to meet the time allowed. Okay, or the time envelope allowed, he says. And so think about when, now, so this is a big one, my door. So I'm gonna call her out. I'm gonna put her out there. She'll can one of them. I have two, I have three, so I'm not gonna say which one. But she'll call me, Dad, I'm stressed. I got this paper due this in 2 days, and da 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 da. Really? When was it you notified that it was due? Oh, at the beginning of the semester. So it's like 2 weeks or a week till the due date, and now you're stressed out. Did you know that? I mean, you're supposed to work on this stuff, because on the complete opposite, she's got a sister that will log that out and will have it done, or work on it a little bit every day, so that she still stressed herself out, but it gets done. So she's not. And the other one, my oldest, will get it done. She just calls herself unneeded anxiety. And so think about that. Anytime there's a job to get done, we usually wait to the last minute. I mean, I do. Everybody does this. Okay, so I'm just saying you got to understand human nature, and I think you will cause yourself less stress if you do that, right? And but here's another one. Okay, so that's uh, Parkinson's laws, right? So we're going to talk about that. And so the other one is that a luxury once enjoyed becomes a necessity. Did you know windows didn't all cars didn't have air conditioning, or power doors or power locks, and that was a luxury. They came in certain cars, but they didn't come in a car. I remember when I'm in California as you speak right now, and I've got a Nissan something or other, and now they all come with standard is you got to have a touch screen, you got to have cable, you got to connect to your Apple thing. And so all of those, and see, once you experience that, once you stay at a top tier hotel, you can't go back down. All of a sudden, hey, this is how I'm supposed to live, right? And I can't do that, and I can't go backwards. So these are human problems. So you have to overcome this, because human behavior, banking is not hard. It's getting control of your emotions, letting go of what you think that you really don't know. Okay. Here's the last one where I'm going to spend time on this one that I think is the biggie, is expenses rise to meet income. And so if you make more, you'll spend more. I've had people get $30,000 bonuses. Now they trick you because you think you got a $30,000 bonus and they take taxes out, but they had $30,000 bonuses and they can't, and they routinely get, 20, 30, $40,000 bonuses and cannot tell you where they went or what they have to show for it. Okay. And so what happens is if you make more, if you get a raise, or if you pay off a car note, or if you get rid of $700 in credit card debt. See, one of the things that we have our clients do, see, you have to capture that money, okay, and you have to save it. And so this is one of the tenets of infinite banking. So if Nelson says, if you don't understand the problem, the solution doesn't matter. So the problem is 35 cents of every dollar leaves our personal economy in the form of debt to others. So if you can begin to recapture that debt, have your bank, your pool of capital, buy the debt back from Visa and redirect that cash flow for you. Once you pay it off, that's your cash flow and you should save that. All right. And so the number one problem that I see when I help people create their system, and one of the things that we teach is that, the framework from which I teach banking is there's principles. And so there are five. You got to save, you've got to protect your kingdom, you've got to make sure you have full replacement of assets at death. That's principle three. Principle four is 6 to 12 months of liquidity of your income in liquid cash through most of the policies. And principle five is velocity of money over accumulation. Principles drive strategy. Okay. So infinite banking is a strategy, and strategy drives tactics. Okay. So I was on some Instagram post. It's like, yeah, it's the new problem, the new thing. I was tagged in this post, and some Yahoo was talking about, oh yeah, the new insurance is index universal life. I was like, dude, it's not new. It is new. That's why I don't trust it, but it's not appropriate for this. So you hear this guy, you need to run from him. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. So I don't even have the patience to be even nice with this stuff anymore, because you haven't read the book. There's reasons why we use this product, but that's not the most important thing. Most wealth is lost by how people manage cash flow. So I'm going to give you a little system that we show people to help them whip Parkinson's law. Okay. And so it's called cash flow mapping. See, because if you can't save, so my first principle is save 15 to 20% of your income. So what we do is we teach a system. So for those of you on the podcast, you're going to miss this. You're going to have to find this on YouTube once I find it. And here we go. And so one of the things that we're going to talk about, if y'all this comes out, is something that we teach called a cash flow map. Okay. And so what you've got to do, so this is a map. See, most people, and I work a lot with real estate investors, business owners, and families, right? And so most people don't have a system for managing their cash flow. And if they do, people talk about budgeting. I'm going to give you the ability to download a ebook we have called Budgeting Stinks, because budgeting is like diet. Who wants to diet, right? And so what you want to be able to do, we call it, is tell your money where to go instead of asking where it went. So budgeting is like driving your car, but you're looking out the rearview mirror to drive forward. Or even if you're looking at, a lot of business owners will look at their profit and loss, but again, that is looking at history. You need to forecast. You need to look forward. So, part of that is, I'm not going to go into the map today. We're going to do a whole webinar on the concept shortly, but this is just a preview. I wanted to put this out there and give you a chance to keep a lookout. Either they're going to do a webinar or like a 5-day challenge or a mini course. I'm trying to see, I'm testing it to see how long it takes me to get this concept across and get people to get set up. And if you want to kind of get the concept, I'd have you all get the book Profit First. And so what I've done is kind of marry that concept with infinite banking and with our own proprietary program. So it's pretty cool. And but what you want to be able to do is you've got to manage your cash flow. Okay, you've got to pay yourself first. You've got your pay saving can't be an afterthought. There's only four things you can do with a dollar. I don't need to shut it anymore. And the four things you can do with a dollar is spend it, save it, invest it, or give it away. Okay. And so Jim Rohn says most people don't have a money problem, they have a philosophy problem. Okay. And if you think if I have to make money and if I have any money left over, I'll see if I can save it, you're going to be poor because that doesn't work. I had this young guy, he was in school, but he was making money about 25 grand a year. I said, well, okay, can you save I think it was like what was 25,000. So it was like 25,000. And I said, well, listen, so I give people this exercise. So try this. So he makes $25,000. So divided by, oh, you get paid. I get paid bi-weekly. Divided by 26 is, yeah, $961 a pay, right? And so what happens is I say, well, let's take 25,000 and oh yeah, times 15%. I want them to say 15%, which is 3750 a year divided by 26 works out to 144 per pay. And I said, can you do that? No, I don't think I can do that. Really? You cannot save $144 a pay. And well, can you save $100 a pay? Like, I don't care what you start with. See, this is an exercise y'all got to do. So here's the exercise. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of homework. So you want to capture wealth. Like, if you even think about becoming your own banker, the first thing you've got to do is you've got to make a commitment that, and this is from the first lesson in The Richest Man in Babylon, part of all you earn is yours to keep. Like, you need to burn that into your forehead, okay? And wake up when you look up. Part of all I earn is mine. So what the hell are you working for? Okay? You can't spend all your money. So you've got to save money. How do you save money? You have to manage your cash flow in order to save money. And then the third principle in The Richest Man in Babylon is make your gold multiply. That means from your savings, you've got to put your capital to work to buy or build cash flowing assets. And to become financially free, you've got to have passive income greater than your expenses. Okay. It's really that simple. Now, I'm not going to say what assets you should buy. Like, there's four asset classes, right? Business, real estate, paper assets, and commodities. You got to figure out what you like. But the first step is getting your philosophy right, that if I earn it, because rich people think I'm going to make it, and it's not they're doing it because they're rich. They're rich because this is how they think. All right. You know, how many people I a lot of times I'll ask questions. I'll say, well, out of the Forbes 400 top richest people in the world, I'll ask them. I'll say, well, how many of them you think inherited their money? And most people are like 50%, 60%, 70%. No, it's 8%, folks. And so most people with money are first generation. How and so success leaves clues. Most of them in this order, really, kind of, they build businesses and they buy real estate, right? And so I don't know anybody. I interviewed Barry Dyke on one of my shows earlier, and he's got a book called The Pirates of Manhattan. And one of the chapters of the book was, I never met a man who made their millions in mutual funds. Okay, so you're not going to get there speculating with your wealth. You got to focus on cash flow, investing. I'm just going to do a separate one, the three rules of investing. But investing is not about buying something. It's about becoming something. You have to become an expert in something. You've got to invest in your expertise. You've got to put your money, your capital, once you save it, because the first step is under consuming, saving money, focus on expand. Don't focus on scrimping. You can't scrimp your way to millionaire status, right? You got to, I want you to vacation every twice a year. I'm not the person to tell you can't go to Starbucks, okay? If you can save 15, 20% of your income, I'm gonna show you how to do that. I don't care what you do. So step one, if you want to do this exercise, take your annual income, gross income before taxes, multiply times 15%, divide that number into 26. If you have a job, it's 15%. You do it off of every revenue check you get in your business, you see if you can take 10 or 15% of that and save it, okay? Because your business is there to create wealth for you. And see if you can save it. So if you got a job, I've got a person that I just, in our first like discovery meeting, just to see if we were a good fit to work with each other, I gave him that tip, that assignment. We ended up working together. So this gentleman has been working with me maybe since February, and we're starting his banking system. But he started doing this, and he gets overtime, and he just has it set for 15%. So since the end of February, he's got close to $6,000 in savings. Hadn't had to touch it, still had other money left over, and he just decided part of all my I earned. He said it was tough the first week, but he hasn't, and he's excited about it, right? So he's out looking for new ways to make money. That's what happens. If you read The Rich Man Babylon, once you get that jingle in your pocket and you have that cash flow, it gets good to you, and you start looking for ways to make more money, or spend less money, okay, or you start looking, say, there's a couple things I could tighten up on, because most of you, you don't manage your money and you don't direct it, and and so if you get good at that, so that's a service that we're teaching people, because the first step is to begin to set aside some money. So my tip for you is to beat Parkinson's law. You need to set a system where, one, you take money off the top and you save it. That's a special checking account called because it's not going to stay there, right? Called a wealth coordination account. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to so really go. Let me give you three accounts. I'm just going to give you the baseline of it, right? Four accounts really. So you have an income account. So you should have an account where only thing that goes into it is your paycheck. Then you're going to create a wealth capture account. If you don't do anything else, just do this. You got a wealth capture account, and you set aside uh, at least 15. If it's tight, you're just starting maybe 10, but really 15 to 20% of your gross before tax income. Then I want you to create a fifth. You have a static account. So one of the things you got to figure out is, what is your life cost? You're trying to retire. What is your life cost? Okay. So, and how much you're going to have coming in for retirement. See, certain things you've got to get to whip Parkinson's law. You got to have a system for managing cash flow. All wealth is a product of systems. Okay, it's not willpower, it's systems. Saving should be automatic and systematic. Okay, saving. Let's define saving: safe, liquid, accessible, guaranteed. So when you are putting money in your 401k, that is not saving. Okay, that is putting money at risk. Though I know Wall Street says you're saving for retirement, but you're not. Okay, because that money has risk. So if it has risk that can fluctuate up and down, it's not saving. So I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but I just want you to understand what it is. So if you don't have liquid money, and if you don't have any money saved, the first time you have a emergency, what do you got to do? You got to go borrow money, or you got to liquidate. You got to drain the tank. That's what banking is for. So you can put money somewhere in an account that allow you to collateralize it. That's another. I'm not going to go into that today. Really, what I want you to do is exercise the saving muscle. Okay, and so if you like this, what I'm going to give you the ability to do, if I can find it, is so for those of you that are listening to this, what I want you to do is you can go to, where is it? You can text, uh, uh, man, I can't remember what it is now. Okay, you can text BFC, B as in boy, F as in Frank, C as in cold, uh, to 33777, and you'll get our free report called Budgeting Stinks. And then, enjoy that. That'll put you on my newsletter list. And, we may have my assistant may call you, and what we'll do is, with that, we'll give you a free uh, 15 minutes, not going to talk long, consultation, just to see where you're at, how you enjoyed the book. And if you like that, then we'll show you how to become a member of the Money for Life Club. And then our members, we do complimentary cash flow maps. Okay. So if you like that, let me see if I'm trying to pull the website up for this and I can't find it. So, Let's see. Here we go. Nope, that's not it. Oh, never mind. Technical difficulties, folks. So anyway, so just text BFC to 33777. Um, Check out the rest of the episodes of the Practical Wealth Show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And guys, go out there and make it a fantastic day.